Hello, namaskar. It's around 12:30 a.m., June the 17th, 2021. And at this present time, there's a pressing demand for comments on the Rama lineage, Lord Rama school of Bhakti Yoga, or the Lord Rama following. People wants to know your opinion, your thought, your comment. This Rama has a great following. He's said to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He was probably a half man, half God incarnation. You see, in Asia long ago, there's a belief that God comes from time to time to help mankind. And India has produced teachers not only to help the Hindus, they produce world teachers known as Jagat Gurus, the teachers of humanity. And their works are being kept in archives all over the world. And we have that many nations, not only India, is benefiting. But before the pre-Islamic era, many Muslim nations were studying Indian culture. We have the Emperor Akbar translated the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and many Muslim traders from Asia were going there to study also. They did trading and they were interested. Syria, the Turks, the Arabs, they settled mostly in the south of India. The Chinese, they had a large African settlement in South India. The Jewish, African Jews, then around them, forget the name, I think the name is Madalar Coast. The Madalar Coast, the Ivory Coast, they settled in India's Ivory Coast. Now, there's a common saying, that God has a trifarious aspect: the destructive, the operative, and the generative. The generative aspect is usually in Hinduism is said to be Brahma. Brahma, he creates. The operative aspect is Lord Vishnu. And the destructive aspect, what causes the destruction of the creation? Annihilation, disease, sickness, accidents. What leads to annihilation, destruction is the Shivite energy, the Shivite principle. Now it is said in the Vishnu Puran that Lord Vishnu incarnated as Lord Rama during the time of an Asuric rule that occurred in Sri Lanka, which was then a part of Tamil Nadu. It was known as Ceylon. And from that area was born a great South Indian adept in Tantric Yoga. His name was Ravana. He had some other brothers too, like Kumkaran and Vaibhishana. The three of them were half demons and half humans, because their father was a Rishi Parasar, I think. And they married an indigenous tribal woman from South India, who they were Rakshasi woman. So they were born, three of them, but Vaibhishana developed more as devotional temperament to Vishnu. He became a Vaishnavite. In fact, they say he is a Chiranjiva, an immortal. He's still alive. Ravana practiced Tantric Yoga, was a devotee of Lord Shiva, and they said that he did so much penance, and he was so adept at Tantric Yoga that he achieved great powers and became a terrible demon that, he would kidnap people's wife, he would kill and the holy men, the sages, the rishis. He had this desire for meat eating, alcohol, violence, conquering, right? And the humanity was at that time was stumped. They couldn't find ways and means to control him or to get he and his clan, his people. So they say at that time God descended in the form of Lord Rama to destroy him. Ram is supposed to be a half man and a half god incarnation. Um, we many tantrics, have misgivings about Lord Rama because he was attacking many of the tantric practitioners and destroying them. So many tantrics were sort of clash or disconcerted by that incarnation. For example, in the Ananda Marg, the Guru says that Ram as a mantra is a powerful song. It can transform people. It can, if you're initiated into the Ram mantra, it can give you liberation. The great Saint Papa Ramdas, Swami Ramdas from Ananda Ashram, he practiced the mantra Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram, and he got liberation, enlightenment. He's ranked as one of the great enlightened masters. But for example, the Guru of Ananda Marg, they believe that Ram is a sort of mythological figure. You can't equate him to contemporary reality because so many masters, so many teachers, so many saints were born in the past, and they produce a lineage. Each of them created a lineage, a following, and as time passed, they were great acharyas and teachers in that lineage that transcribed their work, that translated it, that made commentaries on it for the simple ordinary people to understand. And what happened is that the original teachings are usually lost. For example, the Ramayana, when it was originally recorded in Sanskrit, there are different versions of the Ramayana. There's the South Indian version, there's Valmiki version. When Tulsidas came, he wanted to translate it to Hindi, the language of the common people, but there was so much antagonism from the priestly caste, that what he's doing is wrong and he shouldn't do it, and so on. This had to be sanctioned by God himself that it's okay, and the translation of the Tulsidas Ramayana is authentic. And a big furore happened in India that caused a lot of awakening, or we should say a lot of shock to the mass, where supernatural events started to surround the era of Tulsidas. So we have that Lord Rama was son of the Aryan race, the Raghu clan, and worshippers of the sun, the solar dynasty. So though Ananda Marg don't accept him as a worshipable deity or incarnation of Vishnu, it is just a belief, and they do not make it the purpose of their mission, or it's not the purpose to in fact, the Ananda Marg Guru quotes many parts of the Ramayana and quote many times from Lord Rama, but we don't compel people, right? You can carry on. Not an addiction to Tantra Yoga is not for everybody. There are some students, when they're ready, then the teacher will come to initiate you, but not everybody can be ready. You're at different levels of practice, different level of initiation, different level of spirituality. So the Guru doesn't make enmity with Lord Rama. In fact, when he was alive, many people, he had a great following from Hinduism who crossed over and went into the Tantric cult. For example, there was one Didi, I think her name was Uma Bharati. She was a disciple of Papa Ramdas, Swami Ramdas, who was a devotee of Lord Rama, but she came over to study Tantra Yoga. So Baba in fact said that the followers of Lord Rama, who are referred to as the Gandharvas, the Ganas, I think they're the monkey followers. He said they were not actually monkey, they were a Dravidian tribe that were living in the mountains. So he also commented, he said Rama did not act like God because he shot Sugriva killed him by hiding behind a tree, which is kind of deceptive. And also he said that Lord Rama is part human. He was half man, half god. So he wasn't a full manifestation of the supreme consciousness. So all in all, we do not make it our mission to condemn, criticize, or degrade any other followings or religion. We try to help everybody when they're at a disadvantage. In fact, many other schools, they have their own techniques and their own methods also. They criticize, they select and refuse or dump theories which they feel is unimportant. But another mark believe, or the tantric yoga believe that modern day that religion is being updated every era. There are incarnations and rebirths that is bringing religion into from a new time to time. In fact, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he said that the need of this age is for Tantra yoga. You can read it in Gospel of Ramakrishna. He said in this modern era, Tantra yoga is the need. Why? Because man has to learn how to transmute his strong appetites, his strong cravings by scientific ways. They cannot be suppressed, they cannot be held back like that. It will cause mental reaction, mental symptom, and all. You have to know how to deal with them. That's how Tantra yoga comes into play. So that's my comment about Lord Rama and the Rama lineage, who it has produced so many great devotees like Kabir, like Tulsidas, like Valmiki. In fact, they said Valmiki was such a dangerous criminal. He wanted to change. So his guru gave him the mantra to repeat Ram, Ram, but he didn't want to repeat it. He said, what a sinner like me can take the name of Rama. So the guru gave them the reverse of Ram. He said, repeat Mara, which means death. So we're repeating Mara, 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 Mara. He became Rama, 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 and he got liberation. So Rama school produced great devotees, Ramanan, Ramanuja. They fall under the Vaishnavite lineage.